overwhelming support which he got from that seat. Remember, he has contested for the first time from Ladwa Assembly seat, and at 5 p.m. we are told that he will be addressing a press conference here back at his residence after thanking people in his constituency. Two or three factors which I can actually sense on the ground which worked in favor of BJP last 2-3 weeks. One, of course, the narrative which they built around Shelja's statement, the way BJP in fact used it, saying that the Congress party is anti-Dalit, and also of course combining with Rahul Gandhi's statement on reservation. Second important thing, BJP realized that in 2024 Lok Sabha polls, their voters did not come out of their houses to cast their votes. This time around, they ensured in Haryana that voters come out of their houses to cast their vote, and perhaps this could one of the biggest reasons for the results which BJP has got here. Back to you.
Oh, absolutely. And Aman, on that part, I wanted to talk about Nayab Saini. He was extremely confident that the BJP is going to do really well. Now, what worked for Nayab Singh Saini? He's only just come about after he was replaced and when the BJP trying to deflect anti-incumbency for Manohar Lal Khattar, while you had the Congress party leveraging on all of the other public grievances, discontentment against the BJP, what worked for the BJP? They focused their campaign only on local and other development issues. Do you think that perhaps worked in their favor?
See, Avantika, the kind of victory that BJP has in Haryana, if you look at the regions that they've won well, this whole GT belt, this was always been a stronghold of the BJP. This time they have completely swept it. Seats where BJP had not won the last time in GT belt, this time they have won that as well. And this is the region, I would say, Karnal, Kurukshetra, which is also Nayab Singh Saini's a strong region. He, of course, was the MP earlier from Kurukshetra before he contested from Karnal in the assembly elections. So this was the stronghold area. Manohar Lal Khattar, of course, was from Karnal, but I think this victory in the GT belt, I think a lot of credit would go to Nayab Singh Saini. Also the urban areas, see Gurgaon, Faridabad, these areas which also have been BJP stronghold, they've managed to retain the victory. What is big surprise is BJP's intrusion into the Jat belt. If you see the map of the election victory of Haryana, there are big number of seats that BJP has won in the Jat belt of Haryana. So this was something that nobody anticipated. People thought that the Congress will sweep the Jat belt. So clearly that Jat consolidation that the Congress was speaking about, I think has also not worked, because how did BJP then win these large areas in the Jat belt, even near Sirsa, which seems that Dalit voters have also converged towards the BJP in Haryana, and that is, I think, a phenomenal story, fantastic story for the BJP. They have the Chhattis Biradari of Haryana that we speak about. I think the Congress had been speaking about getting the support from the Chhattis Biradari, but I think this seems that the BJP, in fact, has managed to get the communities together and vote for it.
So do you think that, Haryana becoming this rapidly urbanized society has a role to play? And do you also feel that Jats have also voted for the BJP despite all that everyone had been talking about? Do you think that they perhaps have learned that lesson, what happened in the Lok Sabha polls when we didn't see that kind of response from the Jat community towards the BJP?
In some measure, they may have. We can only presuppose this, but I think some measure they may have. Of course, urban areas, the infrastructure that the BJP government, both the central and the state, have got is a big factor, and that helps the BJP win in the urban areas big. But I think the Jat voters, in some measure, may have voted for the BJP also, because otherwise, how would they win this particular area? In the west of Haryana, where Congress has a strong stronghold. So I think BJP has managed to do that in this election. And going ahead, I think BJP would now be trying to focus to build upon this, because also this Avantika, this factor was there, that 5 seats when it was lost from Haryana, maybe that sympathy factor for the BJP also worked, because Haryana was one state where BJP faced the reverse, a North Indian state, and I think the people maybe did not feel so good about it, that Modi's, BJP getting 240 and Haryana contributing 5 seats less from the last time. I think that sympathy factor may have also worked for the BJP.
Yeah, that's a very important point, Aman, that you raised. We have Randeep Surjewala's reaction that has come in. Remember, his own son Aditya Surjewala had been leading, then trailing. It has been going, I don't know what's the last bit. What about Aditya Surjewala? Do we know what's the update? All right, so he has won from the Kethel seat, and that's a big one for the Surjewala family. Remember, Mr. Surjewala was also very upset with the kind of clout that Hudas was enjoying. Let's listen into what he says after the performance of the Congress party and the winning of his own son from Kethel.
हमारे साथ भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस के और हरियाणा के दिग्गज कांग्रेसी नेता हैं रणदीप सुरजेवाला। कैथल में सुरजेवाला परिवार की वापसी, बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। ये कपि स्थल कैथल की विराट, विशाल, पवित्र संस्कृति और संस्कारों से सरोबार कैथल की भूमि और कैथल के लोगों की जीत है, किसी एक व्यक्ति की नहीं। कैथल के लोगों ने ये निर्णय कर लिया था कि वो न्याय की लड़ाई लड़ेंगे, सदाचार और सद्भाव की लड़ाई लड़ेंगे। राहुल गांधी जी और खड़गे जी के नेतृत्व में विश्वास कर कैथल की तपोभूमि लड़ेगी और पूरे कैथल में पूरे कैथल में कांग्रेस पार्टी इसलिए भारी बहुमत से जीत रही है। ये दर्शाता है कि प्रदेश के ट्रेंड को तोड़कर कैथल ने राहुल गांधी जी में, खड़गे जी में, कांग्रेस में विश्वास जताया है। मैं हाथ जोड़कर कैथल जिले के हर एक व्यक्ति का, खास तौर से कैथल विधानसभा की तपोभूमि के हर व्यक्ति का कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद करता हूं।
रणदीप जी, आदित्य ने जिस तरह से आदित्य उतरे, रणदीप ही लड़ रहे थे, रणदीप के टिप्स काम आ रहे थे, पारिवारिक पृष्ठभूमि थी। क्या इस बार अलग रहा कि कैथल में कांग्रेस की झोली में सीट गई? और दूसरी बात, जो ट्रेंड आ रहे हैं शुरुआत में कुछ थे, फिलहाल बीजेपी फिर से सरकार बनती नजर आ रही है, क्या कहेंगे इस बारे में?
देखिए, अभी नतीजे आने दीजिए, परिणाम आएंगे तो उस पर टिप्पणी फिर करेंगे देखकर। मुझे अभी भी विश्वास है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी का चांस है गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म करने का, पहले पूरे नतीजे आने दें। जहां तक कैथल का प्रश्न है, नतीजे साफ हैं। कैथल की 4 विधानसभा सीट हैं, हम लगभग सारी सीटें जीत रहे हैं। राहुल जी और खड़गे जी में कैथल के लोगों ने विश्वास जताया है, पूरे प्रदेश के ट्रेंड को तोड़ा है। ये दर्शाता है कि संस्कार और संस्कृति की इस भूमि के लोग कांग्रेस की विचारधारा में विश्वास
लास्ट सवाल, आपने पिछली बार भी कहा था कि सीएम बनना सबकी इच्छा है, इस बार भी आपने कहा, अभी नतीजे आपने कहा नहीं आए, लेकिन ट्रेंड की बात करें, अगर कांग्रेस सरकार नहीं बनती, मंथन तो होगा ना? जो सवाल खड़े हो रहे थे वो
देखिए, अभी कुछ भी कहना बहुत प्री मैच्योर है। अभी नतीजे आने दीजिए, मुझे विश्वास है कि कांग्रेस सरकार बना सकती।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। तो ये थे रणदीप सुरजेवाला।
So that was Randeep Surjewala, obviously extremely upbeat and happy about his son's performance and him winning from Kaithal as well. Randeep Surjewala has also really restricted his campaign to Kaithal. He hasn't really gone out of Kaithal and campaigned extensively amid the kind of bickering, infighting, factionalism within the Congress party. Arun Dhanda is with us. But Arun, you know, Mr. Seni is really someone who is the man of the moment. You know, all throughout, while every exit poll or everyone had predicted a Congress sweep, you had a very confident Seni who had been smiling and very calm, collected, said that he was extremely confident of the BJP winning. What makes him so popular? He's quite likable. Like where all I went, people did say that बहुत ही अच्छा इंसान है, he's young, he's energetic, he's decisive. But what exactly do you think, or the sense that you are picking up from the people around you, worked for Nayab Singh Saini?
Well, see, he's somebody who's come from the OBC category, and 40% of the population comes from the OBC. So that was the master stroke which BJP played in the month of March this year itself, when they replaced Manohar Lal Khattar as the Chief Minister of Haryana. And secondly, after in his tenure of 6 months, essentially he got actually 55 days of working, because rest of the days there was either Lok Sabha's model code of conduct and then the Assembly model code of conduct. So 3 or 4 important things that people talk about which he did during his tenure was something which perhaps worked for in his favor and for the party. One, of course, the MSP on 24 crops, which he gave during his tenure, and secondly, increasing that creamy layer reservation from 6 lakh to 8 lakhs, and the jobs which he gave, the bharti which happened during his tenure was something which was, as BJP said, not like in the period of Bhupendra Singh Hooda, Kharchi Parchi. There was, of course, a clean image that he holds in Haryana, and I think it's a combination of all these things. And people perhaps wanted to give him more chance because he only got 6 months, and that perhaps somehow the sentiment was amongst the people that he did not get his time to deliver on the ground. If he can do these things in 6 months, then perhaps if he is given more time, he would give some beneficial things for Haryana. So right now when we are talking about the Haryana results, it has become amply clear that BJP is going to form the government in Haryana. The losses which they faced in the Lok Sabha polls, when BJP won 5 seats in Haryana in the Lok Sabha polls, that was the time when they had to really pull everybody together and to sit and actually discuss and strategize how to go about the assembly elections in Haryana, because the difference was not that much as far as the time of assembly and the Lok Sabha was concerned. So I think they have done their homework, they've strategized it well, and that is the reason why in this two-way contest between Congress and the BJP as it has become, BJP has emerged victorious.
Oh, absolutely, and very interesting strategy there of the BJP as well. They sense the kind of angst that the Jat community had against Manohar Lal Khattar, who belonged, he's a Khatri Punjabi, he's not a Jat, a rank outsider. He was never really able to make his place amongst the Jat community. Aman, Nayab Singh Saini, someone who's extremely affable, smiling, and he has much to rejoice now, helping the BJP to pull off this massive electoral success. But tell us a little bit more about him. Do you think that the caste factor worked in his favor, because he was also pitted against Nayab Singh from the Congress, a very important and a very strong candidate from the Congress party in Ladwa. He was a bit skeptical initially when they told him that he's going to be contesting. But what do you think has worked for Seni, and is he going to continue to be the Chief Minister of the state?
Well, Avantika, I think he will continue as the Chief Minister of State. That's what BJP sources are telling us, that he will be in the Chief Minister's chair for the second term as well, as just 55-56 year term in the first in the outgoing government. But also I think Nayab Singh Saini, since he's an OBC face, as Arun Dhanta was just telling us, I think he also is a very unassuming character. He's not something party discipline has stopped for him. When he was made the Chief Minister, also many questions were raised by Anil Vij that he is the senior most. But Nayab Singh Saini never even spoke against Anil Vij. Even now, when he was asked to change his seat to Ladwa, he readily agreed, though he wanted to fight from his home constituency, but he was asked to from Ladwa because there are 7 to 8% Seni voters in this particular seat. So I think Seni is seen as somebody, unassuming, somebody who's disciplined to the party, and I think there is a lot of value in the BJP to such people, and that is why we saw the BJP now saying that he will continue also as the Chief Minister in his second term. Also, what has worked, I think, as you correctly say, taking off the heat from the BJP on the issue of Khattar. So once Manohar Lal Khattar was removed, people were looking at a younger face. He's somebody who's worked in the party organization a lot. He knows the nuts and bolts of the organization, how it works. All of that seems to have worked for the BJP. And
Aman, just kindly stay on with me. Vinesh, Phogat is speaking right now. We'll have to cut straight across and listen in to Phogat.
संघर्ष की जीत हुई है, सच्चाई की जीत हुई है, और मैं चाहती हूँ कि हमारे लोगों ने जो प्यार प्रेम दिया है, जो इस देश ने मेरे को प्यार प्रेम दिया है, उसको मैं हमेशा बना के रखूँ, उनके विश्वास को हमेशा बना के रखूँ।
आपकी पार्टी आपकी पिछड़ गई है, सरकार नहीं बन पा रही, इसको लेकर क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, अभी वेट कीजिए थोड़ा सा, अभी सारे रिजल्ट नहीं निकल के आए हैं, एक सीट निकल के आ रही है। पहले हमारा भी पीछे चल रहा था, लेकिन हम भी लीड में आए हैं, तो अभी रिजल्ट चल रहे हैं, अभी क्लियर नहीं हुआ। जब सर्टिफिकेट हाथ में आएगा तो कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी।
राजनीति में कंटिन्यू रखेंगे या खेल की तरफ भी देख सकते हैं?
राजनीति में अगर आ गए तो कंटिन्यू इधर ही रखेंगे। लोगों ने प्यार प्रेम दिया है, उनके लिए काम भी करना पड़ेगा फील्ड में रह के। ऐसा तो है नहीं कि हम दोनों चीजें कर सकते हैं।
कांग्रेस नेता इलेक्शन कमीशन पर आरोप लगा रहे हैं। विनेश, कांग्रेस नेता इलेक्शन कमीशन पर आरोप लगा रहे हैं।
किसी को पूछने दो एक बार।
शहर के लिए क्या क्या करेंगे?
शहर की अकेले की बात नहीं है, पूरे जुलाना विधानसभा के लोगों ने जो मेरे को प्यार प्रेम दिया है, जितनी उम्मीद से मुझे वोट किया, हर एक वोट को मैं चाहती हूँ कि हर एक वो वोटर खुश होना चाहिए जिन्होंने मेरे पे उम्मीद जताई है, तो वो कोशिश रहेगी हमारी।
क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं आपके? हाँ जी, स्पोर्ट्स के लिए क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं आपके?
देखिए, मैं स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन हूँ, जितना हो सकता है मैं स्पोर्ट्स के लिए करूँगी, और मैं एक फील्ड में सीमित नहीं रहना चाहती। हर फील्ड के लोगों ने, हर किसान का मेरे हैं, चाहे नौजवान हैं, सभी ने मेरे को वोट दिया है, तो सभी की जो जिम्मेदारियां हैं वो मैं बखूबी निभाने की कोशिश करूँगी।
खेल के लिए क्या प्रार्थना करेंगे, आप क्या चाहेंगे?
सर, वो आगे का सवाल है।
Is Vinesh Phogat, the Olympian wrestler turned politician, Julana ki bahu, that was her campaign. This is the constituency where her in-laws also live. Julana seat in Jind district received a lot of hype, a lot of attention as well. And Mehbooba Mufti right now is speaking. There's a lot of reactions coming in. Let's cut straight across and listen in to PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti.
मुबारकबाद देना चाहती हूँ, उनकी बड़ी शानदार कामयाबी हुई और उसके साथ साथ जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को भी मुबारकबाद देना चाहती हूँ कि उन्होंने एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट के लिए वोट डाला, क्योंकि पिछले 10 साल से जो हालात रहे जम्मू कश्मीर में, बिलखुसूस 2019 5 अगस्त के बाद, तो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, बहुत मुश्किलात हैं और उसके लिए एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट का, एक मजबूत सरकार का बनना बहुत ज़रूरी है। मैं जो हमारे पीडीपी के जो हमारे लीडर्स हैं, वर्कर्स हैं, जिन्होंने हमें बहुत मुश्किल हालात के बावजूद वोट डाला, उनकी भी बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ और उनसे यही अपील करूँगी कि हिम्मत नहीं हारनी चाहिए। उतार चढ़ाव आते रहते हैं और मुझे इस बात की खुशी है कि जिस तरह से लोगों ने वोट किया एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट के लिए, तो जो इसमें गड़बड़ करने का कोई चांस नहीं अब, क्योंकि लगता था कि अगर मैंडेट कुछ मिक्स्ड होगा, अगर एक तरफा मैंडेट नहीं होगा तो फिर उसमें बहुत सी शरारतें हो सकती थी, बहुत सारी उथल पुथल हो सकती थी और कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ के जो लोगों ने मैंडेट दिया है उसको डिफीट करने की बात हो सकती थी। इसलिए आई कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट ऑल ऑफ देम, स्पेशली पीपल ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, जिन्होंने बहुत जो है सोच समझ के एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट के लिए वोट दिया है। Want to ask anything, please go ahead.
पीडीपी 2014 में 28 सीटें,
जी
और 2024 में 3 सीटें,
जी
क्या
96 में नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस 60 सीटें, 2014 में 16 सीटें। ये उतार चढ़ाव आता रहता है, इसमें क्या करेंगे आप? लोगों की विक्ट्री है, लोगों की चॉइस है, आपको लोगों की चॉइस जो उनकी मर्जी है उसकी कदर करनी चाहिए, उनकी इज्जत करनी चाहिए। जमहूरियत में तो यही होता रहता है। नहीं, मुझे लगता है कि लोग चाहते थे एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट और उनको लगा नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस और कांग्रेस जो है वो हमें स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट दे सकती है और कहीं ना कहीं बीजेपी को दूर रख सकती है। आई थिंक दैट इज द, मुझे लगता है सबसे बड़ी वजह। सॉरी जी,
2014 में आपने जो बीजेपी के साथ,
मैं कहती हूँ वो तो बाद की बात है, अब क्या हुआ, पर मेरा ये है कि जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों ने एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट के लिए वोट डाला, जो उनको लगा कि नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस और कांग्रेस एक गवर्नमेंट, स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट दे सकती है और बीजेपी का मुकाबला डट के कर सकते हैं, तो उसके लिए उन्होंने वोट दिया।
आपने कहा आपके बजाय यहाँ पर सेक्युलर सरकार नहीं बनेगी, तो अब क्या लगता है?
नहीं, अब तो मेरे ख्याल में बहुत अच्छे, मैं तो कह रही हूँ कि लोगों को मुबारकबाद दे रही हूँ कि उन्होंने हंग असेंबली को नहीं चुना, एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट के लिए वोट दिए, ये तो मुबारकबाद है लोगों के लिए।
As a former chief minister, why do you think people didn't vote for you?
नहीं, मैं तो बार वही बात कह रही हूँ कि नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस और कांग्रेस का लग रहा था कि वो गवर्नमेंट बना सकते हैं, मिलजुल के एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट बना सकते हैं, और जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों ने, खासकर कश्मीर के लोगों ने चुना कि हम एक तरफा वोट दे के एक स्टेबल गवर्नमेंट को वोट दें कि उन्होंने अपोजिशन से ज़्यादा सरकार को वोट देने का जो फैसला किया।
मैम, बहुमत का आंकड़ा चूंकि 48 हो जाएगा, ऐसे में अभी पूरी फाइनल रिजल्ट नहीं आए हैं, अगर जरूरत पड़ती है बीडीपी के 2-3 विधायकों की,
देखिए मुझे लगता है कि नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस और कांग्रेस 50 तक पहुंच जाएंगे। ये मेरा अपना, ये आज का नहीं है, ये मेरी एक हफ्ते से पहले मेरी एनालिसिस है कि कांग्रेस और एनसी को किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी सपोर्ट की। हालांकि जब मुझसे कई कांग्रेस लीडरशिप ने बात भी की, मैंने उनको यही बताया, आज से 2-3 दिन पहले मैंने कहा एनसी और कांग्रेस की जो है मिलजुल के आपके इतने सीट्स आएंगी, आपको बाहर के सपोर्ट की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, एंड दैट इज आई हैव बीन प्रूव्ड राइट। ओके, नहीं, मैसेज ये गया है कि जम्मू कश्मीर के लोग बहुत अक्लमंद हैं, बहुत वाइज हैं, और उन्होंने इलेक्शन में इसका सबूत दिया है कि वो नहीं चाहते हैं यहाँ मरकजी सरकार को कोई तोड़ फोड़ करने का मौका मिले, क्योंकि अगर यहाँ पर खुदा ना खास्ता हंग असेंबली होती तो बहुत तोड़ फोड़ हो जाती, और फिर जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को इतनी मुश्किल के बाद जो सरकार मिल रही है शायद वो सरकार भी नहीं नसीब होती। तो अब माई ऑल द बेस्ट विशेस आर फॉर द जो गवर्नमेंट बनने वाली है कि, और लोगों की बड़ी उम्मीदें हैं, उनसे वाबस्ता हैं, बड़ी मुश्किलात हैं लोगों को, खासकर जो हमारे नौजवान बाहर के जेलों में बंद हैं उसके हवाले से, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट के हवाले से, बिजली के हवाले से। तो मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ कि इतना बड़ा मैंडेट उनको मिला है, वो लोगों की जो उनसे जो उम्मीदें हैं उन पे पूरा उतरेंगे। थैंक यू सो मच।
कौन सी वजह रही आपके हिसाब से जो जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों से कम्युनिकेशन आप नहीं बिठा पाई?
सॉरी
मैम, वो ऐसी कौन सी वजह
नहीं,
रही?
कोई कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है, लोगों की चॉइस है। इस बार लोगों ने चुना कि हम सिंगल कॉम्बिनेशन को मैंडेट देंगे, हम इधर उधर वोट नहीं डालेंगे, बल्कि एक जो अलायंस है उसको वोट देके उनकी सरकार बनाएंगे सर आंखों में। थैंक यू। सॉरी, आपको तो कैसे लो है? जहाँ भी देखिए इतनी टक्कर में तो पीडीपी है। नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस।
Okay, we will talk about Jammu and Kashmir. We just had a very long discussion on the status in Haryana, but we're going to get you all the latest political reactions. Lots coming right here. We have Executive Editor Aman also joining us on the broadcast, but have to slip into a short break. Stay tuned. I'll be back with lots more in just a bit. Welcome back to our special battle for the states and our continuing coverage on the election results from the states of Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana. And right now we're getting in breaking news. The Election Commission of India has responded to the Congress Jairam Ramesh. Before I get you that breaking news, Bhupinder Singh Hooda is giving a reaction. Let's go straight across and listen to what the two-time former Chief Minister of Haryana has to say.
हेलो भाई सभी साथियों से हाथ जोड़ के अनुरोध है
Former two-time Chief Minister who was extremely confident of a big, massive win. In fact, just 2 days ago was telling CNN News 18 that he was very sure that the Congress is going to sweep the elections. And obviously one has seen the results now. The Congress at 38 is just about to speak now to the press. When asked if he is going to be the future Chief Minister, he had already left that to the Congress High Command. Let's listen in to what Mr. Bhupinder Singh Hooda has to say after the results that have come out. The Congress at 38 and the BJP pulling off that huge surprise in the state of Haryana.
हेलो सभी साथियों से अनुरोध है कि शांत हो जाओ भाई और जिधर ये मीडिया वाले हैं उनके साथ ये अपने
Okay, we'll just go to this press conference in a bit because this is trying to fix up things. But Bhupinder Singh Hooda, his first response, his first reaction, in fact, coming in after that stunning comeback by the BJP, beating anti-incumbency. So this is going to be a very important one, just to listen in to what Bhuta had to say. But in the meantime, even the Election Commission has given their response on the allegations being made by the Congress Jairam Ramesh and Pawan Kheda. In fact, the ECI has said, all right, Mr. Hooda has started speaking now. Let's just listen in.
एक तो मैं आपसे निवेदन है कि डेटा अपडेट नहीं हो रहा है तो मेरे पास खबर है वी आर टचिंग द मेजॉरिटी कांग्रेस इन गेटिंग मेजॉरिटी कांग्रेस को मेजॉरिटी मिल रही है डेटा अपडेट कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट किया जा रहा है बहुत सारी सीटें हैं जो हम जीत चुके हैं वो अपडेट नहीं की जैसे चट्टा साहब है शैली है रामकरण है अशोक अरोड़ा क्रिएट किया जा रहा है बहुत सारी सीटें हैं जो हम जीत चुके हैं वो अपडेट नहीं की जैसे चट्टा साहब है शैली है रामकरण है अशोक अरोड़ा है ऐसे कई सीटें हैं जो हमारे खबर मिली हैं जैसे आदमपुर में भी हम लीड कर रहे हैं गद्दे में भी लीड कर रहे हैं बहुत सारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी हैं जैसे रोहतक में हम लीड में जा रहे हैं तो ये अपडेट नहीं हो रहा है डेटा इलेक्शन कमीशन में और कई जगह काउंटिंग की गई है तो मेरा एक तो सभी जो काउंटिंग एजेंट हमसे साथियों से निवेदन है कि आप डटे रहो मेजोरिटी आ रही है
सर आप इतने सीनियर
शांत रहो
सर आप इतने सीनियर लीडर हैं मुख्यमंत्री रह चुके हैं 10 साल तक आज 2:30 बजे जब काउंटिंग हो रही है क्या आप पूरी जिम्मेवारी से ये बात अपने जो कार्यकर्ता है उसको बता रहे हैं
हाँ मेरे पास खबर है कई जगह काउंटिंग रुकी हुई है जैसे रोहतक शहर की रुकी हुई है और कई जगह है जो कंफ्यूजन के डाटा अपडेट नहीं किया मान लो जहाँ कहीं 10 राउंड की हुई है 11 राउंड तक 12 राउंड तक हुई है 7 राउंड तक का डाटा किया है कई जगह जो जैसे थानेसर है वहाँ जीत हमारा कैंडिडेट जीत भी गया है सर्टिफिकेट भी ले आया वो भी अभी उसमें नहीं डाल रहे हैं इस प्रकार से कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट हो रहा है डाटा अपडेट कराने में इलेक्शन कमीशन होगा तो डाटा अपडेट करें और जैसे मैंने कहा ये खेल है बॉल कभी इधर कभी उधर लेकिन गोल हम मारेंगे
सर इलेक्शन कमीशन भी कह रहे हैं कि बीजेपी के
इलेक्शन कमीशन से मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि अपना निगरानी रखें और कोई ऐसी बात ना होने
तो अभी भी आप होपफुल है सर सरकार आ रही है आपको
आपने मैंने क्या सुना आपने सुना नहीं है आपको मैंने क्या कहा है क्या चुका ना थैंक यू
इलेक्शन कमीशन ने
Singh Hooda extremely confident of securing a big win, and Aman, he's saying that goal to hum hi marenge. Congress is getting a majority. He is also alleging that there's a lot of confusion that's being created because the Congress party has also alleged manipulation and updating of the EC website. What do you make of that statement? He is putting up a very brave front despite the numbers that have given that have already come in. 38 for the Congress, 47 for the BJP. But Hooda Saab saying that bhai jeet to hamari hi hogi end mein.
Surprising, Mr. Hooda is still not conceding defeat, and he's continuing to refine, saying some seats are very, very close. So yeah, few rounds are left and some seats, but overall it seems BJP at 47, one above the majority mark in fact, and among the independents also I believe one is Savitri Jindal, who's expected to go with the BJP since son is with the BJP. So I think the BJP is very confident that it's going to cross the majority mark. It will be above 46 by the end of the day. Congress is still struggling, Avantika. It's at 37.
Yeah.
So to make up, almost 9 seats may be very difficult for the Congress from this stage. But of course, I think defeat is hard to digest when you have already presumed a big victory. And it's a big shock, I think, and that is showing for the Congress in Haryana, because this was one state they were very confident of winning. In fact, especially so after the Lok Sabha results, when it was a 5-5 split verdict, on the 10 seats in Haryana. So BJP, I think Congress was very confident, and that is why maybe this loss will be very hard to digest by the end of the day if these numbers actually stay good till the end of the day.
Absolutely. Aman, just kindly stay on with me. The NC Congress is poised to form the government. If we just pivot to Jammu and Kashmir, they have put up a great performance in the state. Omar Abdullah presently is speaking. Let's cut straight across and listen in.
देखिए मैं अभी फिलहाल पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर के हवाले से बात नहीं करूंगा, क्योंकि कई सारी सीटें हैं जिनके नतीजे आना अभी बाकी हैं। लेकिन फिलहाल बड़गाम में खड़े होके मैं ज़रूर बड़गाम के वोटरों का शुक्रिया करना चाहता हूं, जिन्होंने मुझे अपने कीमती वोटों से नवाजा, मुझे यहाँ से कामयाब होके भेजा और मुझे जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों की खिदमत करने का दोबारा एक मौका जो है हासिल हुआ है। जम्मू कश्मीर नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को पिछले 5 साल से ख़त्म करने की मुकम्मल कोशिश की गई थी। यहाँ बहुत सी ऐसी तंजीमें खड़ी की गई जिनका मकसद था नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को ख़त्म करना, लेकिन अल्लाह का फजल है कि जो हमें ख़त्म करने के लिए आए थे मैदान में, वो खुद ही मतलब उनका कोई नामो निशान नहीं रहा। लेकिन हमारी जिम्मेदारियां बढ़ जाती हैं। अब हमारा फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि हम अपने काम के ज़रिए अपने आप को इन वोटों के काबिल और लायक समझें, जो कि अगले 5 साल के लिए हमारी मुकम्मल कोशिश रहेगी।
महबूबा जी ने कांग्रेचुलेट किया है, आपको बधाई दी है जम्मू कश्मीर नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस और कांग्रेस को नई सरकार के लिए।
अब हम उनके मुबारकबाद के पैगाम का शुक्रिया करते हैं और क्या कर सकते हैं।
नए मुख्यमंत्री से मैं बात कर रहा हूं, उमर साहब जम्मू कश्मीर।
All right, very interesting. Aman, whenever there are talks of the PDP, you have Omar Abdullah who's trying to avoid the whole conversation of a possibility of an alliance. But about Omar Abdullah winning big from Budgaon, and he was also leading in Gandarbal. The last I checked was by over 8,500 votes. Very impressive performance by the National Conference. What does this mean for them and also for the BJP? If in one state they're rejoicing their victory and a great surprise win that they're enjoying, what does this mean for the BJP with the NC getting these number of votes from the people of Jammu and Kashmir, especially in Kashmir?
Well, I think Omar Abdullah is the big star of this election in J&K. From a stage where he said he would not contest the assembly election to ultimately fighting two seats and winning both. So I think Omar Abdullah is the big star. Out of the 51 seats, Avantika, that NC contested in these elections, they have won 42. 42 out of 51 or 41 out of 51 depending on the leads. At the end of the day, the NC is going to end up winning nearly 85% of the seats it contested. Comparatively, the Congress, which was very graciously, I think, given 32 seats by the NC, has won only 5 to 6 seats. So in a way, it is the Congress which has pulled down this number. Maybe if the NC had contested this election alone, it may have crossed 50 on its own in this election. A brilliant election fought, I think, by Omar Abdullah. He consolidated his forces, his cadre in this particular election happening after a decade in Kashmir. And party does go into a bit of an oblivion if there are no elections for a decade. But NC managed to rally its cadre together. So much so that all these other factors, the independents, Engineer Rashid's party, have not been able to cut the votes of the NC. I think that goes to the credit of Omar Abdullah. He warned the voters of Kashmir that voting for Engineer Rashid's party, voting for these independents, only ends up voting for the BJP. Don't vote for them. I think the Kashmir voters, the NC was able to convince them, and that is why we see the sweep of the Kashmir Valley by the National Conference. Congress has won very little. They won, I think, just one seat in Jammu, where NC was actually banking upon them to do well, but that has not happened.
He was not very enthused about the alliance, Omar Abdullah, all throughout. He was quite upset with Rahul Gandhi also not really focusing on the campaigning. But Ishan Vani is also joining us. Ishan, do you concur with Aman that it's Omar Abdullah, the star of the show in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, National Conference doing so well, him in fact doing fantastically from Budgam and also leading in Ganderbal? What is the sense that you're getting from the ground? The independents haven't really had such a big role to play, and there were some formidable independents who were in the electoral fray this time around.
Well, definitely credit to the National Conference that they kept their cadre intact. PDP scattered, their party broke, the leaders left, they wanted out to form new parties. Even those new parties which came into electoral politics, have lost. Even Altaf Bukhari, which was the best bet, even the BJP, for the BJP, that if you could come after winning the few seats, that he could provide you support in Kashmir. He hasn't really clicked. There are independents that the BJP was also backing upon. They haven't clicked. There is joy behind me at the Congress headquarters, at the movement and crowds have started to build up. They believe that this is a big victory for them, a defeat for the BJP. Now, this all will be linked to the 370. Definitely that because of the 370 abrogation, that Kashmir-based political parties have been able to successfully take it to the masses that BJP actually was behind the abrogation of Article 370, and they've snatched something away from them. But the National Conference is the big winner from the entire scene that you see today. It was very clear. National Conference wanted Congress to focus on Jammu, but National Conference felt that the Congress was actually sacrificing Jammu for Haryana. But Haryana hasn't also turned out well for them. While the focus of the Rahul Gandhi's campaign, most of the campaign happened in Kashmir. He held multiple rallies in Kashmir. But the National Conference would have wanted is a star campaigner of the Congress to campaign in Jammu and win them a few seats. But that didn't happen. There was also, BJP was also looking at cutting the votes. Because if you see Jammu, there are clear two parties which had contest. It was either the BJP or the Congress, and few other independents who were rebel from the parties and fought as independent candidates. Other than that, there was no chance of any other party coming there or swinging victory in their favor. And within Kashmir, there was a divided vote. They felt that there will be a vote division, and the National Conference and Congress will hurt because of that division, particularly in those areas where the National Conference is dominant. Because the Indian regime was able to upset Umar Abdullah in North Kashmir, and that's where the main bastion is, apart from Central Kashmir, which comprises of Srinagar, Budgam, and Ganderbal. They felt they'll be able to fragment his vote by Engineer Rashid and make their victory there and get independence out of that particular area. But that didn't happen. Now, clearly, it seems like Omar Abdullah is heading towards Ganderbal to collect his victory certificate. Then he will go to Budgam. He has contested from 2 seats, though he was nervous given the fact that he has lost Lok Sabha elections. Very nervous, in fact. He didn't speak to the media this time. Last time he spoke to the media when Lok Sabha elections were taking place. So he was a little nervous, but that hasn't really, led his fortunes down. He is going on. They feel that they'll be able to form the government. Even if you look at the statement that the PDP has made, just few minutes back, we saw PDP saying that they would need the support of PDP if National Congress is going to form the government.
Oh, absolutely. An exuberant National Conference and Congress alliance taking a very impressive lead in the Jammu and Kashmir election. We also have a reaction now from BJP's leader, Kavinder Gupta. He, in fact, if you recall, was extremely confident that his party will emerge as the single largest party in the Union Territory. We have his reaction. Let's just play that out.
वो देश की बेहतरी के लिए काम करे। जम्मू कश्मीर में बहुत कुछ सहा है और जम्मू कश्मीर में पत्थरबाजों को छोड़ना, इस प्रकार की जो चुनावी जो हथकंडे इन्होंने अपनाए हैं, वो यहाँ पर संभव होने वाला नहीं है। इसलिए जनता की बेहतरी के लिए, जम्मू कश्मीर की बेहतरी के लिए काम करें तो अच्छा रहेगा।
मतलब बीजेपी का मुख्यमंत्री नहीं बनेगा जैसा दावा किया।
देखिए, मैंने कहा 2 घंटे इंतजार करिए, देखते हैं क्या होता है, क्या रणनीति बनती है। अभी इतनी जल्दी कुछ कहना ठीक नहीं।
जिस तरह वो कह रहे हैं कि ओमर अब्दुल्ला सीएम बनेंगे?
देखिए, उन्होंने अपना दावा किया है, अच्छी बात है, करना भी चाहिए, उनके पास फिलहाल तो बहुमत है।
But the BJP much below the halfway mark. They were expecting 30 to 35 seats in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and also putting up a very good performance in Jammu region. We'll talk about the politics in Jammu and Kashmir in just a bit. A quick break right here on the broadcast. Stay tuned. I'll be back. Welcome back. You're watching our special coverage on the election results from the states of Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. And with me is Executive Editor CNN News 18, Aman, who's also giving us perspective on this big surprise coming up from the state of Haryana. Haryana has really thrown a big surprise, Aman. That's really been the talking point. There was a point in the live results hub when all the focus was on Haryana. Everyone had forgotten about Jammu and Kashmir. But it's very impressive. They have been able to beat anti-incumbency. They have been able to beat all of the grievances, the kind of restlessness that was there amongst the Jat community, the anger, the restless protest, the farmers' unrest, governance bottlenecks, to come out triumphant. How have they been able to achieve this?
Absolutely, winning against all odds. Everything was stacked against the BJP in Haryana. This was a state where they lost 5 Lok Sabha seats just a few months back. In fact, just 3.5 months back. And to come back, make this comeback and win Haryana, I think is a phenomenal victory. Obviously, there are multiple factors in it. We spoke about that earlier. This time, I would like to point out to the Dalit voter. I think this is something which was much ignored in Haryana, while the Congress focus was firmly on the Jat voters consolidating behind it.
And they constitute 20% of the population in the state.
Yes, nearly 22% of the population in Haryana is Dalit voters, something that the BJP has cultivated over the last few years. In fact, created a deprived scheduled caste community there, which 14% of them, which BJP has really focused upon. I think that is something which has totally worked in the favor of the BJP in this election. This vote has not gone to the Congress. This has come to the BJP, which is, I think, explains the overconfidence of the Congress in this election, that, just the Jat sentiment will carry them through. The Chhattis Biradari of Haryana, which Congress spoke about a lot, I think BJP has practiced that well on the ground. Of course, replacing Mr. Manohar Khattar with Nayab Singh Saini is a move that was criticized when it happened. Avantika, I remember all of us were criticizing it, saying this is almost an admission that BJP is going to lose Haryana. Soon after that, we saw BJP lose 5 seats in Haryana. So it was a tough task, but I think BJP has worked on the grassroots here, got their cadre together. There was RSS support, which I am saying the X factor in the Haryana election. After the BJP RSS Samanvaya meeting in Kerala, we have seen the RSS being involved in a big deal in the Haryana election, and all these, I think the result which is showing to us, BJP at 48, best ever performance of BJP in Haryana ever since 2014, when they won it with 47 seats. To get up such a victory, I think, from a possible defeat, which everybody said, I think speaks of the BJP's resolve, and also the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's big appeal in Haryana.
Right.
Avantika, you remember, Prime Minister always begins his Lok Sabha campaign from Haryana. Be it from Rewari or be it from some other place, he always begins his Lok Sabha election campaign from Haryana. PM Modi has a long history of, working in Haryana. He once recalled how he used to move on a bike, campaigning Haryana with Mr. Manohar Khattar sitting behind him, pillion riding behind him. So Haryana is somewhere where Narendra Modi has worked as a Karyakarta, and I think that is why that deep knowledge of the state, what works there. Even the issue of Agniveer, for example, which many thought would work against the BJP, nothing has worked. Farmer protest, wrestler protest, nothing seems to have worked on the BJP. People seem to have voted for development and this cohesive caste politics that BJP has practiced in Haryana.
And something that perhaps has backfired for the Congress party was, reports of factionalism, and it was out in the open, the very obvious infighting in the Congress party between a very prominent Dalit face, Shailja Kumari, who herself enjoys a very respectable position in the Congress unit, and you had Bhupinder Singh Hooda. In fact, we have an exclusive interview with Shailja Kumari. She spoke to CNN's reporters. Let's just play that out.
Joining us now, senior Congress leader and MP Kumari Shela. Ma'am, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. Ma'am, the tally has almost taken its final shape, and it seems it's a disappointment for the Congress party. First of all, your first thoughts on it?
No, my first thought obviously is that of disappointment, because in the morning I was talking to you here in this room and I was claiming that we'll get 60 plus. So we are nowhere there, and that is a huge disappointment, not only for me personally, not just, for a few people, for the aspirants, for the candidates, but I think for our workers at large and for Haryana people also. We have not been able to deliver or garner the kind of support that we should have or we could have.
The campaign was really extensive, ma'am, by the Congress party. In fact, from Kisan, Pahalwan to Jawan, all three were focused. Do you think now it's time for introspection, exactly what went wrong?
Absolutely. We will have to introspect. And that is something that any party would do, and we have to do, because we were on way to form government. And 60 or even all your exit polls didn't put it less than majority, absolute majority. So there's some shortcomings.
Ma'am, your initial thoughts, what went wrong?
Well, the BJP is still currently leading in votes in Haryana Assembly elections, clearly overturning all those early trends. And of course, the exit poll predictions, you also just heard Kumari Shela taking a swipe at all of these exit poll predictions. But the BJP clearly is the story as far as the state of Haryana is concerned. We're going to be talking about Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir in detail. Have to slip into a very short break. Stay tuned. The news and updates continue. Hello and welcome to a very special coverage, Battle for the States, where we are focusing on the results that are out for the states of Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. Vote counting is still presently underway in the state of Haryana. It's a closely contested election where the ruling BJP and the Congress were engaged in a nail-biting battle, and what a dramatic turnaround of events it has been as far as the state of Haryana is concerned. Defying initial projections, the BJP has surged ahead, crossing the majority threshold with leads in 48 seats, while the Congress is trailing at 36 now as I speak. Former Chief Minister Bhupendra Singh Hooda is still extremely confident and very optimistic, asserting that the Congress will secure a decisive victory despite the BJP's current advantage. But the outcome is going to determine the fate of over 1,000 candidates, including the fate of 464 independents and other female candidates as well. So these are the numbers that we're showing you right now: 48 for the BJP and 36 for the Congress party. It's very interesting what's happening in the state of Haryana. Now we're going to be showing you some graphics as well. We'll just explain you as to what really worked in the favor for the BJP, because that's very important. Was it the consolidation of the Jats or was it something else? The caste vote, as my colleague Aman has been talking about, has also worked in the favor for the BJP. But let me go straight across now to Sharon. Sharon is joining us. Sharon, early in the morning, celebrations were seen at the party headquarters when the early trends were trickling in. And obviously, all of that has changed, though Bhupendra Singh Hooda has still put up a very defined, very confident note. He's saying that he's very confident कि आखिर में वो ही जीतेंगे and they are only going to be scoring that final goal. But what are you seeing around you? How's the mahal at the BJP office, at the Congress office in Rohtak? Hooda's home ground, his traditional bastion, and also his party office in Rohtak?
Well, behind me you can see that the supporters are still sitting here firmly, believing that something would actually turn around and things would be favourable for the Congress party, because that is what the message by Bhupendra Singh Hooda has been just moments back. He came to the party office, the campaign party office, and in fact told his supporters that he in fact is going to the counting centres, and there are about 10 such seats where there is in fact a tight match that is going on. It is a neck and neck situation, and he believes that all these 10 seats are in favour of the Congress party, and that will increase the tally of the Congress party as far as the results are concerned. But of course the results that are coming in is in fact disappointing for the supporters, cadres who have gathered here, of course for the Congress leadership as well. But there is a sense of confidence that is still being put across by Bhupendra Singh Hooda. He still believes that it is the Election Commission that is doing some sort of a miscalculation, and they are not updating the Election Commission website with the numbers. There are about 10 seats where the counting has stopped, is the big allegation that is coming in from Bhupendra Singh Hooda. And same sentiments are being echoed by the leaders in Delhi as well. We have seen Jairam Ramesh and Pawan Khera also in fact saying that there is some sort of a delay in counting, and that is why the numbers are not getting updated. So right now the supporters who have gathered here, all of them believes that there is still expectation. They still believe that something would actually work out in their favour. And as far as Bhupendra Singh Hooda, the Congress president in Haryana, Uday Bhan, and Deependra Hooda are concerned, they are going from one counting centre to another counting centre, making sure wherever there is a close match between the candidates, there is proper counting that is done. The counting agents have been told to stay firm in all the counting centres and make sure that there is no, the counting continues as far as the counting centres are concerned.
Right. It's interesting that the Congress is alleging manipulation and updating of the Election Commission website. They've raised questions on the lag as far as updating those numbers are concerned. Stay on with me, Sharon. Let's just tell our viewers as to what perhaps has worked in the BJP's success story and what's working in favour of the Saffron Party. But remember, the counting is still underway, but they have managed a good lead, 48 as against 36 of the Congress Party, who were actually expecting a massive sweep. In fact, the Congress Party workers had been hoping 60 and above. Caste consolidation, as my colleague Aman Sharma has been talking about and stressing on, the move to unite those 35 caste groups and against the Jats perhaps gave them the advantage. That the BJP, the anti-Jat vote consolidation, that's a big one as well. The BJP all along had been banking on the caste arithmetic, hoping to consolidate the non-Jat vote and the split in the Dalit vote. So that perhaps has also worked in their favor. And as we were talking before, lessons from the Lok Sabha debacle, the BJP votes may have just turned out in large numbers to vote for BJP and also for the Saffron Party. RSS's rural push. Aman was telling us just a short while ago the massive footprint of the RSS workers, the Karyakartas, how they have been working on the ground. And we've also been hearing from Mohan Bhagwat, who's been talking about unity, talking about all groups within the BJP to come together within the NDA to work for that ultimate goal of winning elections. So the RSS's involvement, their participation, the RSS's ground level efforts perhaps is also what has led to this fantastic performance in the state of Haryana. A great comeback by the BJP. Winning candidates had very strong political backgrounds as well, and the winnability factor was something. Most importantly, Nayab Singh Saini, he himself is a very affable face. He's likable, he's decisive, he's young, he's energetic, and the BJP perhaps had already foreseen that, and that's why they had decided to change and replace Manohar Lal Khattar with Nayab Singh Saini. So I'm talking about that strategy that seems to have worked. And Seni, in fact, has also been extremely confident. I mean, something that really stood out about him through and through, while everyone had been talking about the Congress's massive win or their clean sweep, etc. You had Seni all calm, composed, smiling year to year, very, very sure that the BJP will win. He talked a lot about the work that has been done by the BJP workers on the ground and how the BJP campaign, has really been focusing on development, on reinstilling the faith and confidence in the youth, on talking to them, on reaching out to them, and most importantly, the big announcement of the purchase of 24 crops at minimum support price. So all of these schemes that were announced in this Sankalp Patra, the BJP is stressing how Haryana, the state, has been marching on the path of development. The Dalit vote shift, the Dalit were hesitant to side with the Congress, unlike in Lok Sabha polls, and also the urbanization factor that Aman was talking about, Haryana's rapid urbanization that perhaps has also worked in the benefit of the Haryana state. All right, I've just received some breaking news on the Haryana election results. The Shiv Sena UBT MP Priyanka Chaturvedi has said, and I quote, that I congratulate the BJP because even after so much anti-incumbency wave, it seems that they are forming the government in the state of Haryana. The Congress party needs to think, to introspect about its strategy, because wherever there is a direct fight with the BJP, the Congress party gets weakened. So that's the congratulatory message coming in from Priyanka Chaturvedi. She has openly come out and she's saying that she congratulates the BJP amid the anti-incumbency, amid all the issues that the party had been grappling with in the state of Haryana. It has come out triumphant. It has emerged trumps. Executive editor, CNN News 18, Aman Sharma, has been with us throughout. He's also giving us more context and perspective. Aman, I just want to understand from you what happens for the Congress party now. What happens to Bhupinder Singh Hooda, Kumari Shela? I mean, the kind of infighting that one saw, and we just heard from Kumari Shela as well. She took a bit of a dig on that 60 number, but perhaps it is curtains for senior Hooda, Bhupinder Singh Hooda. Do you think so?
Well, I think, Avantika, knives are going to be out in the Congress now. It's clear. We listened to Kumari Shela's interview with her colleague Yash today, which has played out. She's clearly saying that party needs to introspect. कहाँ बात हो रही थी 60 की और हम वहाँ तक पहुँच भी नहीं पाए. 36-37 सीट्स हम जीत रहे हैं. So very, very clear. Kumari Shela is now saying, look, you banned completely on Bhupinder Singh Hooda in these elections. You made his man Uday Bhan as the PCC chief, replacing me. Kumari Shela, you're the only woman Dalit face you have in the state, and this in a way is a sweet revenge, I would say, for Kumari Shela, whose candidates did not get tickets. In these elections, she herself wanted to contest. It was not ignored because they said no MP will contest. Now, and Dalit votes, which the Congress desperately needed to win this election, have not come to the Congress because BJP was effectively able to tell voters that, look, Congress party is disrespecting its tallest Dalit face. Why do you even want to vote for the Congress party, which does not even, wants to repose any trust in Kumari Selja? So it's very clear. I think Kumari Selja's words now are laying the ground out.
But the re-entry of Ashok Tamar didn't help the Congress party. He is also a known Dalit candidate. He's known to be extremely fickle. He's been changing his party allegiance as well. But clearly it seems that Kumari Selja, not that she felt slighted, but it has also had an impact on the Dalit community as well.
Absolutely. I think Ashok Tamar was too late. And, clearly Selja has much bigger stature in Haryana. She's also the MP from Sirsa. But I think Kumari Selja's factor, I think the Congress could have played it up more. She did not campaign much. At least, she was unhappy first with the candidates. Even Tawar's re-entry into the Congress, she was not happy. And this, I think, effectively this election, Bhupinder Singh Huda's political career seems to be going into the sunset. He's lost 3 consecutive elections as the presumptive CM face of his party. And I think Kumari Selja could be, the party may look at a younger leadership now to take it forward, especially to focus on the Dalit vote, because they are realizing now that banking just on the Jat vote is not going to help them win Haryana. They need to get the Dalit vote back with them, and maybe Selja is the best face they have to do that in future elections.
Interesting. Just stay on with me, Aman. We also have Priyanka Chaturvedi's soundbite now. Her reaction, she has congratulated the BJP, and she's also asked the BJP to sit back and introspect and to find out just what went wrong for the party in the state of Haryana.
अभी देखिए चुनावी नतीजे अभी पूरे आए नहीं हैं, पर जिस तरीके से जा रहा है उससे स्पष्ट हो रहा है कि इतनी एंटी इनकम्बेंसी के बावजूद भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी अगर सरकार बना रही है तो मैं सबसे पहले भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बधाई देना चाहूँगी कि उन्होंने ये कैंपेन अच्छे से लड़ा, जनता का विश्वास जीता हरियाणा में, डिस्पाइट एंगर वोट भी उन्हीं को गए, यानी विश्वास बनाए रखा कि बीजेपी में विश्वास बनाए रखा है। और कहीं ना कहीं कांग्रेस पार्टी को भी अपनी रणनीति देखनी पड़ेगी कि जैसे डायरेक्ट फाइट होती है बीजेपी के साथ, कांग्रेस कहीं ना कहीं कमज़ोर पड़ जाती है, तो क्यों है रीवर्क द एंटायर अलायंस। ऐसा कोई मैं मानती हूँ कि अभी नतीजे जब आएंगे तो फाइनली पता चलेगा, बट अगर जीतते हैं तो उनको बधाई के पात्र भी बनते हैं कि डिस्पाइट एंटी इनकम्बेंसी दे हैव डन वेल।
I'm going to get in a quick word now from CNN News 18's Pallavi Ghosh. Pallavi, how is the mood in the Congress camp? We just heard from Bhupinder Singh Huda. He's still extremely confident of pulling off a massive win. He's saying ki aakhir to goal hum hi marenge. And he's also alleged that there's a lot of confusion that's being created.
Well, I mean, at 4 o'clock is going to be the first official press conference of the Congress party, which is from Jairam Ramesh. But already, voices coming in from the Congress seems to be suggesting that they're accepting the mandate. And of course, there will be a stock taking at some point of time on what possibly could have gone wrong. And that perhaps is a lesson they would want to learn. But I would be more worried if I was a Congress party by the comments of Priyanka Chaturvedi, because that's the next big election, which is in Maharashtra. Priyanka Chaturvedi belongs to the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena faction, clearly the ally of the Congress. And the allies have been unhappy. They feel that whenever they are straight fight, the Congress party gets its strategy wrong. Whether it was Omar Abdullah being upset with the Congress for not campaigning enough in Jammu, or whether it's now Priyanka Chaturvedi who must be wondering whether there would be a repeat of the Congress's lack of enthusiasm of good strategy when the elections begin in Maharashtra. These are worrying signs for the Congress. This is also something which I think at some point of time the AAP may raise, that so much for not aligning with us, saying that you don't need us in Haryana, but you lost. You haven't got that mandate. So why did you reject us? So these are certainly going to be those niggling questions aimed at the Congress.
So what's next for Kumari Selja, for Bhupinder Singh Huda? What do you think went wrong for the Congress party? They're at 37 as we speak. BJP is still at 47. The counting is still going on. But in your perspective, in your understanding of the situation, what backfired for the Congress party given the... do you think it was the slugfest between Kumari Selja, Bhupinder Singh Huda, the internal drifts, the controversies, or was it just overconfidence and arrogance that it's going to be a clean sweep for the Congress party in Haryana?
Well, in the last 10 to 15 days, the BJP kind of made up for the lost ground. I think the Congress failed to sense that. They didn't realize that the Congress party was actually fighting with their back to the wall, and they know how to hit back. And that's precisely what they did, going on the ground and hitting back consistently. But the second and the more important thing is, I think, is that infighting, which certainly seems to have hurt them. Kumari Shela was underestimated. Look at her statement just a day before polling. She said, I am not someone who can be ignored. I don't think she made it an off the cost. She was clearly upset with getting in Ashok Tamar last minute. And the fact is that it's only post 26 that she began to campaign, that too in and around the Hisar and the Sirsa area. The campaign was largely by the Huttas, of the Huttas, and somewhere she wanted perhaps to teach the party also a lesson, despite making the right noises that I am a loyalist. She remains in the Congress party, but she also tried to send out this message to the top leadership. The elections cannot be as far as a monopoly by only one particular family is concerned.
Right, Pallavi, thank you so much. Aman, I wanted to understand from you, usually the political and the electoral inclination of Dalits in Haryana, or for that matter in any state, is subject to various factors such as the charisma of a political leader or the caste character of the candidate as well. Do you think that that's where the Congress lost out on? Because you're right, Kumari Shela has been pretty much in the national capital. She hasn't really campaigned for the party. She's been giving interviews to most of our reporters at CNN News 18. Do you think that is one big point that they lost out on?
I think multitude of factors, Avantika. Number one, of course, is the Kumari Shela factor. She being ignored by the Congress was milked very, very effectively by the BJP during this campaign, especially in the last few days, as Pallavi was mentioning. Also, I think one thing that the BJP leaders told me, this Rahul Gandhi's comment in the US. When he mentioned something about reservation, later he said that, it was misconstrued. He never said that reservation will go away. The damage was done. That particular remark also the BJP actively circulated amongst its channels in Haryana to say that, Congress is against reservation. And this effectively may have also secured the Dalits vote for the BJP. Of course, the third point is obviously because Congress over dependence on Jat voters. If your face is a Jat, Chief Minister presumptive face is a Jat, and all the time the BJP's Congress is talking about promoting him over other leaders who are Dalit faces or Randeep Surjewala or somebody else. Obviously BJP was able to milk that in their favor, and I think all of that combined into seeing what we are seeing in the Haryana result right now.
Well, someone who's going to be smiling today is Nayab Singh Saini, the Chief Minister of Haryana. He who has just come into the picture after Manohar Lal Khattar was replaced. And we have Arun Dhanta, who's joining us from his constituency. Arun, in fact, has been keeping a very close track of all the developments. Arun, what is it that you are hearing from the ground, the factors that have led to this fantastic performance by the BJP in the state of Haryana? And can we expect to hear from the Chief Minister? Will he be addressing a press conference?
Well, absolutely he will. He will speak to media, but right now we are of course inside his residence, and we are told that he is watching the trends very closely, and perhaps he's little cautious at this moment. Therefore he's not coming out or making any statement to media. He wants to have some sort of assurance as far as the trends goes. Perhaps then we will see he'll come out and then address the media. We are also told that he will be going to his assembly Ladwa for a road show, in which of course he's going to thank the people of his assembly who supported him. And the factor which was playing, because when I was traveling across Ladwa in 2 days back, the campaign on which he went to people was that he is once again going to become the Chief Minister. So if people of Ladwa are voting him, they are voting for the Chief Minister. That was the confidence which he was in fact showing to the people. And now I think he's coming out. Let's hear Nayab Singh Saini. He's coming out from his residence and likely to speak to media on this victory which has come after many were saying 10 years anti-incumbency. You can see some movement is taking place here, and that is of course because of Chief Minister Nayab Singh Saini coming out from his residence, moving towards first the temple to offer, and you can see the victory sign. You can see the victory sign of Nayab Singh Saini showing to the media, and the confidence that is reflecting on his face. We'll try to speak to him. Let's see what he says.
सैनी साहब 16,000 से ज्यादा की लीड आपको मिली है। हरियाणा की बात कर रहे हैं। हरियाणा में भी मैंडेट आपको दिया गया है। हाथ में हाथ लग जाएगा। लाडवा की जनता का, लाडवा के समाने का माइक को लगने दो। मैं दिल से धन्यवाद करता हूं। नहीं मुंह पे बात करना, जो आशीर्वाद जो पीछे रहेगा, मुंह से पीछे रहेगा। मैं उसके लिए
लाडवा के लोगों का दिल से धन्यवाद करता हूँ। मैं हरियाणा के 280 लाख लोगों का दिल से धन्यवाद करता हूँ और अपने लोकप्रिय प्रधानमंत्री विश्व के नेता आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी ये पूरा का पूरा श्रेय मैं आदरणीय मोदी जी को देता हूँ। उनके आशीर्वाद से उनकी गाइडलाइन के अंदर उनकी जो नीतियाँ हैं उन नीतियों के ऊपर हरियाणा के लोगों ने मोहर लगाई है। मैं हरियाणा की जनता का जहाँ दिल से धन्यवाद करता हूँ, उनको प्रणाम करता हूँ। वहीं आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जो ये तीसरी बार हरियाणा की ऐतिहासिक जीत हुई है, इसके लिए भी मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी का धन्यवाद करता हूँ। मैं अपने उच्च लीडरशिप का धन्यवाद करता हूँ। मैं हरियाणा के लाखों भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं का दिल से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ कि जिनकी कड़ी मेहनत और पसीना बहा करके उन्होंने इस ऐतिहासिक जीत का जो दिलवाई है वो पूरे धन्यवाद के पात्र हैं। हरियाणा के लोगों को दिल से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
गोहाना की जलेबी की फैक्ट्री
तो हाथ अलग से करो।
जाने दो
पंकज उतर के तो आओ यार, उतर के आओ यार एक मिनट।
Okay, that's the Chief Minister, Nayab Singh Saini, the man of the moment after he has put up that spectacular win, and I can't really declare it because the counting is still going on, but Seni has already put up that victory sign. He thanked the Prime Minister, he thanked the people of Haryana. He's still speaking. Let's just cut straight across and listen in. You can understand, this is the residence of the Chief Minister of Haryana, Nayab Singh Saini, so you can just imagine the mad rush just to catch his reaction. He's still speaking. We'll try and listen in. Okay, so a lot of commotion there, and obviously the BJP in celebratory mood, they're exuberant after the numbers that they have got, and no one had actually seen that coming. The BJP pulling off this impossible in Haryana, and it's Nayab Singh Saini who has been able to achieve this massive electoral surprise. He's someone who is extremely effective, very young, energetic leader. He came in place of Manohar Lal Khattar, the former Chief Minister of Haryana, and he's also someone who has been attacking the Congress party for being anti-Dalit, for not listening to the Dalit community, and now Nayab Singh Saini emerging victorious, extremely happy with the performance of the BJP, the entire party cadre as well, thanking the people of the state, and it's really unimaginable that how Haryana has emerged triumphs, beating anti-incumbency. In fact, it's a historic, historic thing that we are seeing, because no party ever has been able to achieve a hat-trick in the state of Haryana, and Nayab Singh Saini has done just that. He has achieved this hat-trick and has won from the state of Haryana, with the numbers still coming in, but it is now almost 3:30, and Nayab Singh Saini is extremely confident that his party is going to be the party who will rule for the next few years in the state of Haryana. We're going to take a very short break. The news and updates continue. Just leaving our viewers with the visuals of the Chief Minister of Haryana, who is thanking the people and the Prime Minister of India for this victory. to our special battle for the state and our continuing coverage on the election results coming in from Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. And speaking of the latter, the National Conference and the Congress Alliance has surged ahead, taking the lead in 48 out of 90 seats, while the BJP is trailing behind with 29 seats. In fact, the latest development also suggests a significant advantage for the alliance, with the National Conference Vice President Omar Abdullah leading in both Budgam and Ganderbal constituencies. In fact, he's already declared the win from Budgam. He's on his way to Ganderbal. He was leading by over 8,500 votes. And Farooq Abdullah has declared that National Conference leader Omar Abdullah is going to be becoming the next Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, as his party is racing ahead in winning the assembly elections. In fact, after conceding defeat in the Brij Bihara constituency, Mehbooba's daughter Iltija Mufti has said that she concedes defeat. She respects the people of the people's verdict, but she also said that she's not going to break down, and she looked forward to a more exciting phase in her political career. So all these reactions coming in, it's going to be very interesting as the counting is still going on. The alliance's momentum just may pave the way for a potential victory for the National Conference and the conference. Now let's just take you through the big Jammu and Kashmir takeaways. Well, PDP has lost its stronghold in South Kashmir, but we heard from Mehbooba Mufti and she is extremely happy with the outcome. She is very pleased that it's not in hung assembly. She in fact has been speaking in favor of the National Conference. She's saying कि तोड़ मड़ोड़ अब होने का कोई उम्मीद नहीं है. She did not really speak of any alliance with the National Conference. The National Conference resting PDP's stronghold in and around Srinagar is also a very important factor in the politics of Jammu and Kashmir. But it's the Jamaat-backed candidates who have faltered. They haven't really performed well. Jamaat-e-Islami-backed candidates failing to really make any substantial impact in these elections. And despite negative sentiments, the BJP is also maintaining its dominance in Jammu. They still haven't really gotten the number of seats that they had wanted. They were expecting about 33 to 35, but they've only managed to get about 29. Independents have also, like the Jamaat-backed candidates, unable to make any significant mark in the valley. And PDP's alliance, their past alliance with the BJP in 2014, perhaps is being viewed as a betrayal of sorts. Let me go straight across now to Ishan Vani. Ishan, it's so fascinating what has happened in Jammu and Kashmir, and it's Omar Abdullah who is the man of the moment. He's someone who's going to be now the Chief Minister of the state. This has been a long wait for Omar Abdullah as well. And before I come to you, Ishan, we're getting lots of updates. The Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, has congratulated the Chief Minister of Haryana, Nayab Singh Saini. Seni, in fact, was speaking to our reporters just a short while ago, where he himself had thanked the Prime Minister and the people of Haryana. In fact, Seni said that this is historic, that the party has won this hat-trick. It has secured a third consecutive win, and that's why he has expressed his gratitude and thanks to the people of Haryana. Imagine this is the same party that has been in power for a decade, for 10 long years. It has beaten anti-incumbency. It has beaten the kind of disgruntlement amongst the farmers, the Agniveers, the wrestlers to win these elections. And those are the numbers: BJP at 51, the Congress at 34. The Congress party, in fact, is alleging manipulation in updating trends on the Election Commission of India's website. They're extremely shocked because they were expecting a sweep. The Congress had put up numbers of 60, but there's going to be a lot of introspection. Payal joins us now for the very latest. Payal, what a fantastic performance by the BJP. It's a massive electoral surprise and something that has been secured by Nayab Singh Saini, someone who has just come into the picture and securing this big win for his party in the state of Haryana.
Well, not many would have given, a chance to Nayab Singh Saini because he just came in to become the Chief Minister. His acid test was just in a few months to actually prove the detractors wrong, that he was capable of, staging such a victory for his party. But he surprised one and all, including few leaders from his party also would have been extremely surprised with the volume with which the BJP is looking at, getting this victory in place as well. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the captain of the ship, has in fact called up Nayab Singh Saini, congratulated him and spoken to him about, the victory, and said that this is what was expected for a leader like him, and that's the reason the Prime Minister is said to have believed in younger leadership and newer leadership, and that's something which of course is a reflection. And Nayab Singh Saini is extremely overwhelmed with the response that he's got, from the party president, the Prime Minister, to the Home Minister will be calling up and congratulating him for this big win. So remember, these are not easy shoes to fill in. You are looking at massive anti-incumbency with Manonlal Khattar's rule of 10 years. And then something, of course, was the duty of Nayab Singh Saini to deliver the goods. and he's delivered the goods and how, Avantika.
Absolutely. What do you think worked for the BJP? Do you think Congress's over-dependence on Jat or the counter-consolidation that worked in favor of the BJP?
It's going to be too early to say about this right now because the BJP is also trying to just calculate what really worked for them. But one thing when we spoke to the BJP floor managers, the BJP, forces on the ground, they said the key to this election would have been the localization of the issues, making sure the local candidates, irrespective of whatever the combination was being able to give a seat, and they wanted to actually prove this thing wrong that, there are other parties, Chhattis, Biradari, something which everybody speaks about as far as Haryana is concerned. So the entire logic the way BJP was hoping will work has worked for them because apart from just the Jat, there are many other OBCs and, people from the Dalit background who of course, would have voted for the BJP, and a big setback came to the BJP on the very last day of the campaigning when Ashok Tawar, a Dalit leader, had joined the ranks back to the Congress party. So many thought probably doomsday as far as the BJP is really concerned. So the BJP had faith in their leadership, especially the local leadership. And those people who work on ground say that this strategy wouldn't have been possible had it not been the involvement of somebody who's like Amit Shah, who's got his ears to the ground, meets Karyakartas every now and then, takes feedback from ground and effectively devises a strategy. So of course, an effective team of Dhanraj Pradhan has already worked with Amit Shah multiple times in the past. And of course, Surendra Singh Nagar, who's a new entrant to the party, being able to deliver the goods. As far as the party is concerned, of course, Biplab Dev has been in charge of the party for a long time now. And without a doubt, Prime Minister Modi's charisma works undoubtedly. And of course, the hard work also of JP Nadda.
Very interesting, Payal. Thank you so much for joining us. And now let's shift our focus to Jammu and Kashmir. Coming to you now, Ishan. My apologies to have cut you in earlier on. But Omar Abdullah, the man of the moment, he's going to be the next chief minister. He has also secured a thumping victory from Budgaon. The Congress has gone past the halfway mark. So what happens next? And I'm amazed, the Jamaat candidates, 10 candidates who were in this electoral process have also really disappointed. They have faltered. They haven't really impressed as well. What's the latest that you're getting in from the ground? All attention will be on the national conference.
Well, absolutely right. It's up to the national conference now that numbers to get them together, to keep their leaders together. It's all noisy out here at the JKPCC headquarters. The president who recently appointed Priyanka has won. The central shouting. And that's why you see young and old dancing together. There's music, there is DJ, and Tariq Amikara has just come here, and we see this as a celebration. Those Congress has performed poorly, not to the liking of their alliance partners, national conference. They would have believed that they could perform better. They would do well in these polls. They would make sure that their winning margins are high and they're able to win. That really did not happen. Wanted them to play this in Jammu region. That's why you're seeing.
Right, Ishan, we're just having a bit of an issue with your audio, but we can see the celebrations out there. All the National Conference workers and the Congress Party workers celebrating the win for the National Conference. Manohar Lal Khattar presently is speaking, the former Chief Minister of Haryana. We're going to cut straight across and listen in.
लगातार एक झूठ बोलने का, भ्रम फैलाने का काम कर रहे थे। जनता ने कांग्रेस की बात को नकारा, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की बात को उन्होंने सराहा, स्वीकार किया। और मैं समझता हूं कि एक जनता ने एक ऐसा संदेश दिया है कि मोदी जी के जो सरकार की नीतियां हैं, मोदी जी की जो उपलब्धियां हैं, जो हमारा काम करने का तरीका है, कार्यपद्धति का, वो जनता के ऊपर असर कर रहा था। और जनता ने उसका प्रत्युत्तर में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की हरियाणा में तीसरी बार सरकार बनाई है। और ये अपने आप में एक रिकॉर्ड बना है कि हरियाणा में आज तक किसी भी पार्टी की लगातार तीसरी बार सरकार नहीं बनी थी। पहली बार भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने हरियाणा में लगातार तीसरी बार सरकार बनाई।
कांग्रेस पार्टी ने एक मुद्दा बनाया था, पहलवान, किसान और जवान, ये मुद्दा बना करके कांग्रेस पार्टी इस बार चुनाव में उतरी थी। आप क्या लगता है ये मुद्दा उनका चला नहीं?
मुद्दा तो यही था। मुद्दा ये था कि हमने जितना हरियाणा के किसान के लिए, हरियाणा के जवान के लिए, हरियाणा के पहलवान के लिए किया है, कांग्रेस तो कर ही नहीं सकती है। और ये चीज़ लोगों को पता है। वो लोग किसी भी प्रकार की कोई बात करेंगे, वो जनता को जो सही बात है वही पसंद आएगी, जो गलत बात वो पसंद नहीं आएगी। हमने किसानों के लिए भरपूर किया, बहुत काम किया है। इसलिए मैं तो आज इस समय इतना ही संक्षेप में कहना चाहूँगा कि जो चीज़ जनता ने महसूस की, कांग्रेस के भ्रम में नहीं आई है। यहाँ का लोकतंत्र, हरियाणा का लोकतंत्र बहुत ही परिपक्व है। जनता बड़ी परिपक्व है और जनता ने एक हमारे कामों पर, मोदी जी की नीतियों पर एक मुहर लगाई है और मैं इसका श्रेय जनता को देता हूं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को देता हूं।
सर, सारे चुनाव पूर्वानुमानों को धत्ता बताते हुए ये बड़ी जीत हुई है, क्या कहेंगे?
पूर्वानुमान जो लगाते हैं ये उनको इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करना है कि किस आधार पर कैसे पूर्वानुमान करते हैं। पूर्व अनुमान जो हैं वो जनता अपने मन की बात सबको बताती भी नहीं है और जिस प्रकार के पूर्व अनुमान हैं बहुत बार पहले भी फेल हुए हैं, इस बार भी फेल हुए हैं और थोड़ा सा गहराई में आप लोगों को जो भी करते हैं पूर्व अनुमान उनको करना चाहिए।
क्या लगता है कांग्रेस कहाँ फेल हो गई?
ये तो कांग्रेस वालों से पूछना पड़ेगा।
कांग्रेस पार्टी ने इस बीच आरोप लगाया है कि स्लो काउंटिंग किया जा रहा है, कई
चुनाव आयोग नतीजों को रोक रहा है,
नतीजों को लेकर।
ये तो कभी कभी हमको भी लगता है कि कांग्रेस वाले जब हार देख रहे थे तो कहीं ना कहीं इस चीज़ में कैसे कोई बोला जाए कुछ, क्योंकि हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी ने पहले जैसे कहा कि दिन आएगा जब जनता देगी उनको जवाब और ये एक ही बात कहेंगे कि ये ईवीएम खराब।
सर, आपने जब वोटिंग के दिन हमसे बात करी थी सब बिरादरी उनके साथ है, क्या 36 बिरादरी ने कांग्रेस का साथ नहीं?
मैं अपनी बात कह सकता हूँ, मेरे से कांग्रेस की बात क्यों पूछे, आप उनसे पूछिए। मुझे पता है कि हमने हरियाणा में जब 2014 में चुनाव लड़ा था, मैंने स्वयं से एक नारा दिया था, हरियाणा एक, हरियाणवी एक। तो इसलिए हरियाणा के सब लोगों को मैं अपना परिवार मान करके चलता रहा हूँ। आज भी हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जो हैं वो उसी प्रकार से और हरियाणा की जनता के साथ एक तालमेल बैठा करके एक बड़े विनम्रता के भाव से जनता के काम हमेशा करते रहे।
सर, करनाल में जब वोटिंग के दिन आपने बात करी थी तो आपने दो बातें कही थी। एक तो पूर्वानुमान आपने भी लगाया था कि 45 से ज्यादा सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीत रही, अपने दम पर सरकार बना रही
कहा था।
और दूसरी बात आपने कही थी नायाब सिंह सैनी ही हमारे मुख्यमंत्री रहेंगे। क्या इस बात की आप
हमारे
Okay, we just have received some breaking news. Jairam Ramesh's fresh allegation. He has said, and I quote, that in Adampur Vidhan Sabha, Haryana, I'm just trying to understand, the candidate Chandra Prakash has reportedly won by 1,426 votes, but the Election Commission of India has not issued an election certificate yet, and the website is not showing the results of the last 3 rounds. What explains this delay? This is what Jairam Ramesh has said. So basically, what the Congress is alleging manipulation in updating the ECI website. In fact, it's not just Congress's Jairam Ramesh, even Pawan Kheda has questioned this lag, the delay in updating the ECI website. In fresh trends on the website, they have decided to lodge a complaint as well. Pallavi is joining us now for the latest. Pallavi, over to you. Are they planning to lodge a complaint? They're putting out these tweets again and again. They're alleging all sorts of manipulation and a deliberate attempt of delaying to update the ECI website. Have we got a reaction from the Election Commission of India on these allegations?
Oh yes, absolutely, Avantika. In fact, after Jairam Ramesh wrote that letter to Election Commission, the EC has responded with a table pointing out that these are the times on which we have declared the result, and therefore this is completely uncorroborated facts which are being put out by Jairam Ramesh, and these are baseless allegations.
All right, Pallavi, we're having an issue with their audio. So the Congress claiming discrepancies in the Election Commission's reporting of the counted rounds. That's what they're alleging, that there seems to be some discrepancies. In fact, another Congress leader has alleged manipulation in updating the ECI website. The ECI has come back very strongly. They have said that there is no truth in all of these claims, but the Congress party is saying that there is an attempt and there is a lag in updating the Election Commission of India updates. So that's the latest coming in. But I'm just also going to get an executive editor of CNN News 18, Aman, on the remarks and statement being made by the erstwhile Chief Minister, Manohar Lal Khattar. You know, something that he says was, obviously he thanked all the BJP workers and all the work that has done in securing this impressive performance. But very interestingly, he talks about how the Congress party thrives on falsehoods, how they are a pot of lies. And I remember that Seni also, during the entire campaign, Aman, had focused on how the Congress is so against the Dalit community. He had talked about the incidents that had taken place in Mirchpur, in Gohana, in Daulatpur, where Dalits actually were subjected to a lot of atrocities. Do you think all of this emphasis on the local issues is what has helped them gaining the numbers that we're seeing right now?
Well, I think so, Avantika. And Dalit atrocities in Haryana also date back, to Mr. Huda's tenure. The BJP always brings that up, then when a Jat-dominated Sarkar comes in Haryana,
Yes.
it is the Dalits which suffer the most. They are at the end of facing these atrocities. And even in this election, we saw BJP trying to remind the voters of those days of the Huda government. Number two, I think this, what BJP made a big point in this election is the so-called disrespect of Kumari Shela by the Congress leadership, saying that she did not get a say in the seat, she is not being projected as a CM face, she is not campaigning. This is because Congress does not respect Dalits in their party, and that is why we see the BJP making it a big issue. Also, Rahul Gandhi's reservation comment in the US, which he says was misconstrued, but that comment still got a life of its own in this particular campaign. So I think all that has worked for the BJP, and right now we're looking at almost 40% vote share for the BJP in Haryana. This could also be their best ever in a J&K assembly election. Winning these many seats, 51 right now. This is phenomenal. Last time they won 47 in 2014 when Manohar Lal Khattar first became the chief minister. So Nayab Singh Saini effectively is also beating Manohar Lal Khattar's record of 47 to win 51 seats this time in an election where nobody was giving BJP a chance, saying everything is stacked up against them. I think a phenomenal victory by Nayab Singh Saini's leadership, and of course the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership and his continuing admiration amongst the people of Haryana on various issues. And as we were earlier discussing, Modi always begins this campaign in a Lok Sabha election from Haryana. He has an old connection with Haryana. He's worked as a Karyakarta on the ground here, and that is why I think the BJP's deep investment in Haryana, also backed by this time, I think, by the RSS carters on the ground.
Absolutely. No, I would say this is unprecedented, and no one saw it coming with the kind of anti-incumbency that had set in, and all the other issues, whether it was the farmers' unrest, whether it was the grievances of the wrestlers, governance bottlenecks, and there was also the issue of drug addiction, and there was just so much corruption also, at least allegations of corruption, and they have beaten all of that to come to power. For them to secure this hat-trick is historic. Aman, you have been talking about the RSS factor, and I really want you to kind of give us more information on that, and tell us how important has their work, their contribution been for the performance of the BJP in the state of Haryana, and is this going to follow in the by-polls in Uttar Pradesh assembly elections as well?
Well, I think so, because I think the BJP RSS Samanvaya Baithak, which happened in Palakkad, Kerala last month, I think led to ironing out of many issues. There have obviously been, after the Lok Sabha results came, there was this talk inside the BJP that was the RSS fully involved in the campaign. The statement of Mr. JP Nadda, the BJP president, saying that BJP can do well without the RSS as well. It's abhi khud se saksham hai. That was also seen in the political circle, and maybe RSS has taken a bit of a backseat. But I think after that Samanvaya Baithak had happened in Kerala, we saw the RSS being on the same page. Ram Madhav was in fact made in charge of J&K again. Yes. After that as well. So I think RSS was very much, the machinery was very much out in Haryana, boots on the ground, going to voters, reaching out to them, telling them the good works of the BJP government in the state, telling them the good work, the leadership of Narendra Modi, why it is important for the people of Haryana to vote in his favor. I think all of those factors have had an impact, and though the RSS and the BJP will never say that officially, but I think the inputs from the ground suggest that the RSS was firmly backing the BJP in this election, and that seems to have contributed, the bit is had, to seeing this record verdict. And 51 seats for the BJP in Haryana, I don't think anybody ever gave them such a chance here, and this is a phenomenal victory.
Oh, indeed. And speaking of Uttar Pradesh by-polls, as I was just mentioning, Aman, Yogi Adityanath has put out his tweet. He's also congratulated the BJP. He said, and I quote, "Hearty congratulations to all the dedicated workers, office bearers and respected voters of this historic victory of BJP for Haryana in the Haryana Legislative Assembly elections 2024. This victory, the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister says, is dedicated to the accomplishments of the concept of quote-unquote developed Haryana, developed India. And is also a seal of the faith of the people of Haryana on the public welfare policies of respected Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, the efficient leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister Shri Nayab Singh Saini, BJP, and also the power of the double-engine BJP government, the double-engine Sarkar. Hearty congratulations to all the people of Haryana for once again giving BJP imbued win with the spirit of nation first, the privilege of serving." So